Hi y'all, it's me. Well, I am making a bunch of videos that I probably can't even load until who knows when. The winds that we had here in California were extremely strong in the area I'm in. One of my neighbors had a tree fall into their house. We had all the news crews out here and it was crazy. We didn't have power for like 4 or 5 days, and as of today, which is almost a week and a half later from the winds, I still don't have internet and telephone. So anyhow, I'm trying to make the best of a bad situation and get all my videos done and do all of that. So that's what I'm here to share with you today. This is a present I made for Carlene for Christmas. This is one video you'll see, and then I have another one following with something else I made for her. So you'll probably see these after Christmas. Um, this is not exactly a mini book as it measures 9 by 8.5. I used the Die Cuts with a View French Country stack, which I adore. It's like my favorite stack of all. So I went and used that. This format for this book was a technique I learned from Heidi Swapp. It's a way to use a 12 by 12 sheet of paper so that you can in a mini book, so you can use the entire length of the paper without having hinges in the middle or binding or rings or a cut or a separation, and you'll see what I mean as I go through this. Sorry for my little tattoo. I had my grandson had his party yesterday. It was a pirate party, and well, we all got tattoos. Yay. Anyhow, let me get on with this. Basically what this does is like a wraparound dress from back when. It wraps around and ties closed, and this ribbon goes around it, and then underneath I have it under the back paper here so that it's concealed. You could put it on top, I suppose, if you wanted that look too. It doesn't really matter. I used fabric here on the edges. Now I probably should have made these measurements a little bit wider because I only did an inch, and I probably could have stood to go an inch and a half, maybe inch and 3/4, because it's bulging. You can see here it's bulging, and it shouldn't really bulge. It should actually lay like this flat, and I shouldn't have had to use Velcro to close it, but I did because it was really plump. Anyhow, so I used the fabric on the edges, and then I used the paper here. I had some flowers in my stash, so I went ahead and used those. Some skeleton leaves here from Pavina, and then some sprays, and just some satin ribbon for the bow closure. This frame is a working frame. It's a Sizzix die, and she can put a photo there if she wants, or maybe turn it into a title or whatever. A couple of gems on there is basically all I did. I wanted to keep it relatively simple. This is going to be a little hard to show you on camera because of the way it's put together, but I will do my best, I promise. So you untie it. Now I'm going to open it slowly because this is really strong Velcro I had to use here to hold it closed. It had to be heavy duty Velcro because the other kind was just not doing the trick. So anyhow, here it goes. So you open it up like this, and as you can see, the pages are all stacked in the middle. And I used Kathy Orta's technique of using Tyvek here on the edges because of the papers being opened and closed so much. If it doesn't have this, your pages would tear. And this kind of prevents that from happening so quickly. So I did that with each of the pages that I've put in here. Now the first page is just simple. It's, as I said, I couldn't embellish too much because I didn't have the room that I needed. And I wanted to basically let Carlene be able to do some of that herself as well. So I included a photo mat here for journal. Actually, it's for journaling spot. Some pretty flowers from Saw. And then this is just accordion little booklet. I put some trim on the edges, and she can add photos in those areas as well as journaling if she chooses to do that. The bottom of the page here has some pretty trim on it. I forget the name of the shop we got these at. This was a long time ago. I've had this in my stash for a while. And then I used my favorite EK Success punch to punch out a border down here. So then what makes this book different? Oh, and by the way, on the inside cover here, I used the paper as well, and then the fabric here to cover the binding, the not the binding, but the spine, if you will. There's something else I was going to tell you. Oh yeah, for a lot of the frames and photo mats, I use this die. It's this cartridge. It's called Elegant Edges from Cricut. If you don't have this cartridge and you have a Cricut, I think this is a must in my opinion. It is an awesome cartridge. It not only cuts out frames, journaling spot areas, because you can also, don't have to have the window cut out and for a frame. It cuts borders. It cuts a book cut, so you can actually make covers for books, which is amazing to me. I love that. You can make tags. You can make, oh my gosh, it's endless, and it's just an amazing cartridge. So I use this quite a bit in this book. Okay, let's get back to the book. So basically, you turn the page over. Now here you can see I have the 12 by 12. Sorry for the shadow. The lighting is just switched on me. The sun is playing games with me. This is the entire 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and it's the way that you fold it, but you don't have a tear in the middle or a cut or an opening or rings or hinges or anything. It's just one continuous sheet of paper, which I love. On this particular one, I cut out a photo mat. This was with a Spellbinders, actually. Some flat back pearls here, and then this is also Sizzix die that I got from Divine that I use for the leaves. A journaling spot here. I used a Martha Stewart punch for the edges and there, and then just some flowers so she can journal there. These tags at the bottom don't come out. It's just additional space for journaling and or photos. It's meant to look fun. You're supposed to have it's supposed to create a fun look. So anyway, you will see this pattern repeated continuously through the book where these tags are not removable. They're just there for decoration. What's really cool about this is that you can see onto the next layers as you go through the book, which is really a nice feature. So when you turn that, you'll see the back side of those tags, which are the same, and then a journaling spot, a little flower embellishment, another flowered embellishments along this journaling or photo mat, and then here another journaling spot. Used a punch down at the bottom edge down there just to give it some decorative element, and little pearls here, and these frames again were from the cartridge. So it's really simple in format, but I think it's got plenty of space for photos and journaling and whatnot. I think these would be good to use like a junk journal too, and not necessarily put this down, but glue all your memorabilia stuff in here. I think that would be really cool looking too. Anyhow, turn the page, and I love this page. It's one of my favorites. These are banners, as you can tell, and I used what do you call it? Baker's twine to connect them with flowers that I made in the middles with bling in the center. And these are more all these flowers I made myself. The banners, the smaller banners, were used by punching out this Stampin' Up! Banners you can see here. And I got that from Yoli. She's a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So thanks for that, Yoli. I love it. And then I put some letters on there that spell out the word love. This one I cut by hand because it's obviously bigger than the punches. I figured she could add a photograph here or journaling, journaling in the little spaces or along the edges, or however she wants to do that. It's up to her. I also put some what do you call that, tulle in between where the flowers are. You can't really see it on camera, but it's there. So, and then down the bottom is another piece of trim that I had, a lace that I liked, and then another of those tags that she can journal and whatever on. On this page is the back side of that. Sorry, this is really hard to show. It's the back side of that tag thing. Some more trim, journaling spot with lots of pearls on there, just bling. This is also another working frame right here. Just slide her photo in there. Now, the best part of this frame is it came with the butterfly on it, on the cartridge. When you cut it out, it comes with the butterfly. I just cut out a second butterfly, added some dimensional adhesive in the middle so that it would raise it up, and then decorated the butterfly, but kept it very simple. On the back side of that page is some more frames. These frames happen to be, this is a Sizzix die, and then I cut some journaling mats and added some seam binding that I got from Rena. Thank you, Rini. and just real simple and pretty. And then this trim I adore. I've had it in my stash for quite a while. So I have that there, and some pretty rose trim along the edge there. So that's really nice and simple. And I ink the edges with Colorbach ink on all of my pages. I love Colorbach. It's my favorite. As you turn this page, you can see that trim here. And then the back, which I put a journaling spot and a little flower, another frame from that die, or the cartridge rather. And it's a working one. She can stick a photo down in there. And this one came with a little bird on it. Really cute. So I love that. I added some trim at the bottom along the here, and then used a Martha Stewart punch for the edge there. And then the next page, if I turn it, you can see the Martha Stewart punch along that top edge. This came from the cartridge. It's a very beautiful frame. And then this is from Pamela's Delightful Designer on Etsy store. I used that there, and this is also from her store, this flower. And another journaling spot there, so she can add journaling. And you can see the layers down through the next. It's so nice, really nice about that. I love this technique. I'll be using it again, I'm sure. This page then will flip up, and you see the backs of the tags. I did some fussy cutting from a piece of the paper from this collection, and cut the flowers, put a journaling spot there. I cut this from the cartridge, and also this flowers cut from the paper fussy cut. I raised them up on Pop Dots just to give them a little bit of dimension, and left kind of this edge free where she can slide a picture down behind that too. Some pretty trim, and then I border punched the edge. Then when you flip that page, there's this page, and I got these in a rack, and I'm so sorry I don't remember who sent them to me, but thank you so much. Then I added some pearls down into the holes at the bottom, and this was from Trim Jo gave me. She had some given me a bunch of this. Thanks, JoJo. And I just thought they look so beautiful with this collection. So I cut them apart and glued them around, and then this opens up, and then she can do photos or journaling on either. And then this is from the My Favorite Things die swirl. I don't know exactly, swirl flourish or something. Love that. So I added that there. And then at the bottom of this page here, some trim, and then another big tag for journaling or a photo or whatever she wants to do there. And then finally, you turn over the last page, and there's the back of that tag. Then there's these smaller tags. These are punched from Martha Stewart's bow punch. Really cute. I doubled them up and made them dimensional. And then down here I used Tim Holtz Sizzix dies and some more of the flower bows, and then the flowers, and this gorgeous trim. I love this trim. It's so beautiful. I got it somewhere, and I've had it in my stash, so I broke it out for Carlene. And then I love this too. This is another of my favorite trims right here, and this lines the pages all the way through the entire book, so kind of hard to see it on camera, but it's just incredibly pretty in person. So basically that's how this works. I'll retie that later. To close this one, I have to kind of do a smash down because, like I said, it came out fatter than I anticipated it to come out. And then it just basically catches the Velcro there. And then retie the bow. So there you have it. That's the book I made for her. I hope she loves it, and I will be definitely making more of these. I love the format. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Have a good day.